Afternoon, just afternoon actually. It is 12:15 p.m. on Wednesday. Headed my ass home, Rooster here, obviously. Left a bit early today. I have an appointment. They say you don't need an appointment, but you kind of do, otherwise you'd be there all day. And I wanted to share it with the internationally known, critically acclaimed 1000% Diddy free as of this morning. So this is My Life Now podcast. How's that for an intro? Going home right now to head to Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office. Well, no, headed home first, shower, clean up, maybe shave. I'm not 100% sure. If I have to sit down with a detective again, or a deputy, again, I don't know how it works. And then go to Arapahoe County Sheriff's Department, as I live in Arapahoe County. I'm going to renew my CCW, my concealed carry permit, my concealed weapons permit, whatever people call it. You know, it's I believe it's a revenue stream for the local government, and it absolutely is. Damn sure is. Besides New Mexico, every state surrounding Colorado is now permitless carry, constitutional carry, if you will. When my cousin Jason came up to visit, Texas is now permitless carry, constitutional carry. He didn't need his carry permit, but he got one before Texas went constitutional carry. I said, bring it anyway, because you never know. And he drove up here. You never know, you know what I mean? You might not need one over there, but in Colorado, you friggin' need one. And it doesn't expire. Mine doesn't expire until April. But I want to renew it now because starting, I want to say June or July. Future me will put it here when that is. They're changing the rules. They're moving the goalposts, boys. Government. Am I right? So now, when I first got my carry permit, it was a 5-hour course. You didn't have to do any range time. You didn't have to do a written exam. And you just go down to your sheriff's office with the certificate that you understood everything from an NRA certified CCW instructor, something like that, whatever their title is. Go down to your sheriff's office. They'll fingerprint you, interview you. You pay their fee, which was a damn sight more than the fee I paid to take the class, because my father-in-law knew a guy and he hooked us up. And it's good for 5 years, so 5 years as this year is going to expire. And now, effective, again, June or July, I forget which, it'll be every 2 years you have to renew now. Instead of a 5-hour course, it's an 8-hour course, written exam, and range time is mandatory. I'm not worried about any of that stuff because I'm a shooterist, I'm a shooterologist, I does this. Written test, I don't know. I mean, just don't shoot people all willy-nilly, right? That's what I'm thinking. But they're changing the parameters. So I talked to a buddy of mine who, if I had to do that, he would have hooked us up. Me and Beefy, he would have hooked us up. But I don't need that. I have my original certificate from 5 years ago. If it's within 10 years, I can still use that. I need my driver's license and something else. We printed out the paperwork on her printer. We'll fill it out and take it over there. I believe that the Constitution of the United States of America is my carry permit. Okay? Not wanting to be taken advantage of or be a victim, if you will, is my license to carry. I feel all that BS is an infringement, but that's just my opinion. Happens to be friggin' true. So I'm headed home to do that stuff, and I got to thinking. I'm seeing a lot of. And, like, full disclosure, I recorded maybe 15 minutes of the So This Is My Life Now podcast on Monday, 2 days ago. But I went off on kind of a rant, and when I watched some of it back while I was pooping, I broke my toilet seat yesterday. How does that even happen? I sat down, and I shifted. I felt something shift, and I thought it was my bowels. So I picked up before I, started going, broke my damn toilet seat. I don't know how the hell that happened. So it came off as kind of, like, pro me and anti you, and I don't want to do that. Like, these are just my opinions, these are my views, right? So I watched it back and I was like, you know what, like, I uploaded it to Google Drive and everything, and I watched it back. I was like, you know what, this is a bad look for me. Even though I'm like, I started to sound like what I was describing in that promo that I didn't like, you know what I'm saying? Hateration was the overall topic of it. And I said, yeah, let me delete this. And I deleted the whole damn thing. And typically I don't do that. Like, I don't feel like I'm censoring myself, but I'm finding more clarity with it. But A lot of it is friggin' true, man. So I'm noticing now, and I'm segueing from getting my my carry permit renewed, which is an infringement, by the way, into this. And I'm noticing, like you guys know, I don't have a whole lot of social media. I got the Instagram and the TikTok, and that's it. That's it. That's all I really. That's actually more than I need. But my Slipknot TikTok friggin' blew up, so I guess I'll keep it. So I'm noticing, like, on people's Instagram stories, and these are people that I've known for a while. A lot of anti-Trump. I call it propaganda because a lot of it is not true, because I know what the stuff means, and I feel like these people don't know what it means. And one of the things that they don't know, I feel that they don't know what it means, is tariff. A tariff is a tax. Period. Okay? The U.S. isn't the only one that uses tariffs. In fact, the U.S. gets tariffed, gets taxed. You know, we get our pockets felt up. So one very specific one was posted by a long time friend of mine, and he's coming off as very anti-Trump. Like, when we first reconnected, he's like, I don't care what you believe politically. We grew up together in ABC XYZ. Cool. But he's posting all this very anti-Trump stuff, and I know it's because he doesn't like things that he says. Because realistically, from his first run at office to now, you can't argue. Look at the popo. You might see them behind me, and maybe. Oh, there's the other one. Oh, here comes the third one. Something happened. You can't argue with the policy. Gas prices, inflation, unemployment, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not pro, con, or any other stuff, but I vote the way I do because I want less government in my life. Full disclosure, I am now, but more recently in my life, a registered Republican. I never thought I'd say that because I'm from New York City. My parents voted blue all my life. But they were wrong. I'm not going to lie, because look at the state of New York now, especially New York City. They're getting exactly what they pay for. My mother-in-law, #MammyGang, sends me links all the time to the BS going on in the city, and I laugh. And I let her know, like, listen, that ain't me, and they're getting exactly what they voted for. So more recently, he posted up something, and I won't use the language that he used, referring to Donald Trump because he put tariffs on Colombia. Hear me out, okay? The whole beginning of that conversation was,
hey, Colombia, we got a bunch of your illegals. Majority of them are criminals. We're going to round them up. You're going to take them back.
Colombia said, no. Right? No, we're not going to do that. Okay. So, our president introduced these tariffs on Colombian goods. If you don't know, a tariff is a tax. I'm sure Positive Future Me is going to put up an actual definition right about here of what a tariff actually is, but it's a tax. So he put a tariff on goods from Colombia, and my homie didn't like that because he's Colombian. Less than 24 hours, give or take, after President Trump introduced these tariffs to Colombia, Colombian president then changed their mind and not only said, and I'm paraphrasing,
hey, you know what, America? You're absolutely right. Not only are we going to take our illegal criminals back out of your country, you can borrow our planes.
That is hand on heart of fact. You can look it up yourself. So I'm guessing that these tariffs on Colombia are going to go away. Tariffs in a business sense are more of a negotiating tool than anything else. And I said a few minutes ago, the U.S. has been tariffed. Let me turn this shit off. Everybody knows I'm turning left. Has been taxed by China for decades. Okay? Okay? So I'm guessing that these tariffs on Colombia, specifically, are going to go away soon because they're going to send their planes here to take their own illegals away. Fantastic. Recently, a couple days ago, DEA kicked in the door on a makeshift nightclub in Adams County, Colorado. I'm almost home now, but I just left Adams County. That place that they were at, I want to say it's 6600 Federal Boulevard. Again, Future Me will correct me if I'm wrong. 6600 Federal Boulevard is less than an hour away from my house. Let's put it like that. I work in Adams County. So they got, I want to say like 50 of them. Middle of the night, DEA kicked in the door, a bunch of them, and a lot of them were so they say, attached to that Venezuelan gang that took over buildings, which actually did happen. People are saying the shit didn't happen, but it did. Like, it's in my city, it's in my neighborhood. And bye them. There's some fucking where I don't know where they are, but they ain't here. And a couple people, what's the girl's name? Selena Gomez. She's crying. A successful American, but she, we're not her people. Whatever. That's why Justin left your ass, or whatever the fuck happened. I don't know. I'm not a believer or anything, but something happened between them two. And people are posting, oh well, the government shouldn't do ABC XYZ. Like, bro, I look at it like this. This is how I look at it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, and I don't think I am. I'm pulling up to my house right now that I pay the bills for, I pay a mortgage for, I lay my head, park my car, store my guns, all that good stuff here. This is my house. I will be good damned if somebody off the street is just going to walk into my house and said, hey, I live here now and you're going to pay for everything. That's not going to happen. It's the same thing on a broader scale with the entirety of your country. Now, I know what I'm going to hear. If I decide to come back at these people, I'm not gonna. It's not that important to me. I have my own views and things like that, and they have theirs. Theirs just happen to be wrong because, believe me, they're not gonna let some dude or their family or criminals or anything just walk into their house and say, "Hey, we live here now, and you're gonna pay for everything." That's not what's gonna happen, boys. Get them out. Like, what was I saying? I just distracted myself.
Hello. I just remembered what I was gonna say in the clip before I distracted myself and my brain farted. I know what I'm gonna say to these people because I know what I'm gonna hear from them. And these people, they've known me a long time. We've known each other a long time. They know my family. We grew up together in the same neighborhood and all that good stuff. Oh, well, what if it was your parents and they were getting deported and ICE was coming for them? Okay. My answer would be, okay, but they weren't. My parents came here legally. My parents are not illegal. They were already married in their country and separated for a while my father came here to work and then sent for my mother. Okay? So they went around the correct way of doing it through the port of entry, like the district attorney says you should do. Is it the district attorney? Some high up person in the American government says this is the route you have to take. This is the process you have to abide by, and they did. And they both became citizens, my parents. I was born here. My sister was born here. What you're asking me to do is to empathize with what you think is going on and make a clear, thought-out argument based off of a fairy tale you just made up. And I'm not going to do that because I know that's what I'm going to hear because they think that they can use, my family being immigrants not against me, but they can use it as like a tool for their kind of manipulation. I'm not going to go in for that. Oh, but what if your parents... All right, but they weren't. Okay? What if my parents came here illegally and now ICE was kicking their door down? We'd be having a whole different conversation. Okay? The fact of the matter is, they didn't. So your whole argument is invalid. Back to me.
So, yeah, I'm not going to get back at them for anything. I'll just I don't know if you noticed, if you follow me on Instagram, I've been posting a lot of pro 2A stuff. And I always have been. I've always been pro Second Amendment, but very pro America, very pro stuff that I believe in. And I never did before, going you know what, whatever. But now the memes are outstanding since the last election day. The memes are outstanding, so I have to post that stuff. And in my opinion, this is just my opinion, if you're going to post anti-Trump stuff, let's use it just as an example. If you're going to post anti-Donald Trump stuff, but you never once posted any pro-Biden or Harris stuff, you're just a hater. The hateration runs strong in you, okay? Because a lot of these people, like I said, they still live in New York City. They still live on the East Coast. I'm sure your taxes are through the roof. I'm sure there's homelessness and drugs and all the BS that's going on is 100% true, and it's what you voted for. Okay? I vote the way I do because I want less government in my life. If you don't agree with that, that's, it's totally your opinion. But you can't argue with the results right now, right this second. I mean, what's going on in Colorado has people rallying together. Finally. Okay? I've been here, in September it will be 6 years. I haven't seen the people around here rally together so much in the entire time I lived here, up until now, because somebody's putting foot to ass to take care of what our local government refuses to do. The mayor of Denver and Governor Dickhead Polis are trying to sign bills to keep the feds out, to keep them from doing what they're doing, and that's cleaning up the streets, cleaning up crime, doing what they're supposed to do, what they're mandated to do, but they're not doing it. Your constituents, not me. Your constituency is scared to leave their house, not me, because God dang it, Bobby, I keep that thing on me. You know what I'm saying? And the government's doing it. Now, I don't like that the federal government is sticking their fingers into all of this. I don't believe the federal government should have anything to do on a state level. The state level should be taking care of that stuff. Like, these are your people that voted for you. I didn't. Again, these are people that voted for you, and you're not protecting them. Okay, that's why I don't believe in calling 911. I call 9mm. You know what I mean? I does this. But, and again, I'll use myself as an example. I'm posting what I'm posting now, but you never once saw me post any, not even once, any anti-Joe Biden, any anti-Kamala Harris, the lady that lost. Not Hillary, the other one. You never saw me posting any anti-them stuff, because like I don't really care. They're wrong. Unless it's a really good meme. Like, if the memes are that spicy, I'm posting it. But are those shoes like next to that person's? Like, my neighbors, they're across the street. They have a pair of sneakers, and it looks like a pair of slips, like slip-ons. You know what I mean? Just like right next to their car. Weird. Anyway, do what you want to do, but believe me, when somebody like me claps back at you, you're not gonna like it, right? So I've seen like one or two of these people try and slide in my DMs, and typically it'll start, because we're from the same neighborhood, it'll start with, yo, let me ask you something. No, let me ask you something, because we're from Queens. I ignore it, because I know what the fuck you want to ask me. Okay? I don't ask you about your views or your opinions on anything. I don't, because between you and I, look at me, I feel like we're family. I don't give a shit what you do. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't impose your shit on me, I'm not going to impose my shit on you. It's like, what I do is my business. It's between me and my wife. That's it. But if you're going out of your way to post on social media your views for some kind of validation, you have to be able to accept the consequences of that too, because not everybody's going to believe what you believe, right? And I don't ask anybody to believe what I believe. I ask to be left alone. Period. I ask to be left alone, right? Guys, do what you want to do. Oh, they're in the car. That's fucking weird. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. So they were in the car. They're stepping out of the car, man and woman, putting the shoes on. All right. Out of the back seat. Okay. Thinners. Dirty thinners. All right. Do what you want to do, but be ready for consequences, because it's going to happen. Yeah, I got to go renew this permit. I don't want to. There's a brand new-ish. They just changed the words around. Assault weapons ban coming up for Colorado. Today's Wednesday. Yesterday was Tuesday, if you do the math. A lot of people went down to the Capitol to testify against. And I am proud of those kinds of people. Last year, actually, Brandon Herrera, who I'm hoping, and hope is a shitty plan, will be the future director of the ATF, because what's the dude's name? Stephen Nickelback, that might not even be his name, resigned in absolute disgrace as director of the ATF. So that should tell you something. Just like Trudeau in Canada resigned in absolute disgrace. Gavin Newsom, you're next, dude. Okay? Governor of California, you're next. Okay? But do what you want to do. But don't expect me to like it. Moral of the story. I'm trying to keep this under 20 minutes. Do what you want to do. It's absolutely your right. What it is not your right to do is impose that on me. Now, I'm not the banning or blocking type, because you're going to see me shine. You're going to see me do well. Okay, but don't get in my DMs talking about, hey, let me ask you this, because the answer is going to be no. Especially when you have my phone number. If you have my phone number and you believe the shit is important, don't get in my DMs like some kind of angry chick. Okay? Okay? Guys, thanks for listening. I'm glad I deleted what I deleted on Monday and took time to actually think. And I feel better about this presentation. You know what I mean? Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out with me. This is what episode is this? I'm sure I put it in the beginning, right? Guys, be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Okay? You treat each other with grace. I learned that from #MammyGang and from Beefy. Treat each other with some kind of grace. Understand that not everybody is the same. It's our differences that make us unique. All right? Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Until the next one, Rooster says, see ya. And don't be a dick on the internet.